Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about how to upload journals in Fusion GL via ADFDI. So ADFDI stands for ADF Desktop Integration, or in simple terms, it's just uploading of journal entries using a spreadsheet. Now let us see how we can do this. So once you log into your Fusion environment, you can go to your general accounting dashboard, and then navigate here, and there is something called create journal in spreadsheet. Click on this. So as soon as you click on this, a spreadsheet gets downloaded. Open the spreadsheet. So depending on your Excel settings, you get this option. So enable editing, and you are able to connect to this one. So URL, do you want to connect? Say yes, and it will ask you to enter your login credentials. So let me enter my login credentials. Okay, I get a message saying there's a new version of Oracle ADF desktop add-in available. Do you want to install? So let me just skip this. So if you are opening your Excel, the ADFDI for the first time in your laptop, a plugin gets installed. And in my case, plugin is already installed, but I'm getting a pop-up message saying that there's an update available to that what do you call the plugin version. Okay, so here you can see data access set. So in the data access set, I can see a ledger set here. This is because I have actually downloaded the spreadsheet from here, and I can see my data access set is a ledger set. So ledger set is actually a group of ledgers. So if you are not sure how to create a ledger set, please watch my previous video. The video URL of that particular video is actually copy and pasted in my the description of this video. You can watch that later on. So as I have selected the data access set of ledger set, I have an option. This infusion ledger set is defaulted here, and in the drop down of this ledger, I am able to see both the ledgers which are part of this particular ledger set. If I have assigned here just a single ledger here, then your data access set will be your ledger name, and your in the ledger drop down also you'll have only one value to select here. As in my current case, I have a ledger set, and the ledger set includes two ledgers. Two ledgers are coming in the drop down. Okay. So now let me select say US ledger, and maybe my ledger name would be test demo journal, and accounting date. Remember, you should enter the accounting date in MMDD YY format. So September 17th 2020, and then enter your account code combination, your company, line of business, account, cost center, product, intercompany. So this is my chart of account structure. So let me enter. So I just want to pass a simple journal entry to move balance from one particular cash account to a different cash account. So let me select 3111 company, line of business 10. So maybe pick up a cash checking account, BA, cost center, product, intercompany of 00. Okay. So, and the currency, let me just enter USD currency. I just want to debit this with say $1,500, and I want to credit a different account. So what I'll do is, this being an Excel, so I can just copy all these values here, paste here, and then let me just change just the account. So double click on this. So let me change the account. We'll select this cash checking city account. Just say okay, okay, and then 1500. So this is a simple journal entry which is moving the balance from city cash account to your Bank of America cash account. $1,500. Again, it's a simple journal under this USD ledger, and the functional currency of this particular ledger is USD. So this is the general functional currency journal. And let me see now what will happen when I click on submit. So when I click on submit, I get a pop-up message saying that submit is failed, and you can see you must enter a valid journal category. I did not purposefully enter a journal category because I want you to show this error message. So there are certain validations which system will perform whenever you click on submit button. So and ensuring that your ledger name or your journal category is entered, your accounting date is entered in a proper format. So these are some of the validations which are done when you click on submit button. So now let me enter the journal category. This is actually a drop down. Okay, as I know my journal category, I've entered the journal this, and let me also now try to enter the accounting date in say DD MM YY format. Let's see what will happen now. Okay, again there's an error message saying that the date format is wrong, so let me again change it back. Okay, and let me now enter invalid journal category. Even for this I get a message, so let me change it back. Okay, now I have all the proper details. There are a lot of other columns which I'm not entering here. So now let me click on submit. Now as all the details are proper, now I get this pop-up message. So a couple of options here. So when you select this save to interface and click on submit, okay, let me just say cancel this. Okay, when you just select on save to interface, so what will happen is the data whatever you have entered in your spreadsheet will be just pushed to your GL interface. You need to again manually run the journal import program. If you select this option, submit journal import, the data will be pushed to your GL interface, and then journal import program will automatically trigger pulling the data from your GL interface. And if you select the third option, the system is actually pushing the data from your spreadsheet to your GL interface, and then automatically importing from GL interface tables, and then it is automatically also posting. So it is doing all the steps in a single go. And as far as the descriptive flexibles are concerned, you have some of the validations here. Whether you want to import descriptive flexibility, if you say no, even though you enter your DFF values in this spreadsheet, it will not be imported. Yes, with validation. No, yes, without validation. So if you say this, there will be validations which will happen on the DFF. Cross-check whether the DFF is a proper value or not. And if you say yes without validation, system will not perform any validation when you are importing the DFF values. Okay, and this one is send email notification for journal import failures. So whenever there's journal import failure, you will get an email notification. So let me click on submit. Okay, you get a confirmation with the process ID. So this is the process ID. Click on OK, and then you can go to your schedule process. Wait for the journal import program as well as the posting program to be completed. You can go to tools, schedule process. Yes, so import journals. This is the program which got triggered. It is completed, and now it's waiting for the posting program to be completed. So while the posting program is running, so let us check the output of the journal import. So check for the output file. So in the output file, you can see this is the name of the batch journal import batch which got created. So if you look at this, the naming convention. So test demo journal, that's our journal name. So this batch name is a concatenation of the journal name. Spreadsheet is journal source. A stands for the actual, whether it's actual journal or budget journal. And this is the group ID. Group ID is automatically populated by your spreadsheet when you have downloaded. And then this is the process ID, which got triggered whenever you clicked on submit button. And not sure about what is this N, but anyways, so this is the batch name which got automatically triggered. And $1,500 is the accounted debit and $1,500 is the accounted credit. So $1,500, right? Okay, now let me search for this journal. Go to your home page, navigate to your general accounting dashboard, and then manage journals. Search for your journal batch. Okay, so this is the batch which got created, and it is also automatically posted. You can see batch status is posted, and this is under Infusion Ledger US. Okay, and here you have observed there are two sheets: single journal and multiple journal. Now let's see what is the significance of this multiple journal. Okay, so the significance of this multiple journal is using a single journal upload, you can upload the data into multiple ledgers. So in order to enter or upload journals into multiple ledgers, obviously you should have access to both the ledgers. So that is the specific reason why in my current example, I have changed my data access set to Infusion ledger set, wherein I have grouped under this particular ledgers, I have grouped two ledgers, Canadian ledger as well as USD ledger. Now, as I have downloaded this particular spreadsheet from here, wherein the data access set is already set as ledger set, this got defaulted. Now, I can enter the journals for two ledgers through a single upload. Now, let's see how we can do that. So, test, I'll just say test USD batch, test USD journal, and then select the ledger name as USD and accounting date is 09/17/2020. Category is adjustment, and okay, let me copy the values from here. Maybe this time I'll enter say $2,000. Okay. I need to ensure that all these values are same for both the lines. So first one is a debit line and second one is a credit line. So even though you are entering a journal for two different ledgers using a single upload spreadsheet, you should ensure that your journal entry is balanced by your ledger. So this is for the first ledger, and now I want to enter two more lines for the second ledger as well. So let me just copy paste these values and then appropriately make the changes. So let me call it as test CAD batch and test CAD journal, and change the ledger to Canadian. Okay, enter the journal category, and as far as the company is concerned, I don't remember exactly. Let me select the company for Canada. Yeah, it's 4,888. Okay, let me cancel this. Okay, Canadian dollar, maybe debit say 3,500, credit say 3,500. Okay. Okay, now everything looks good. If you want, you can enter an invalid date or data and again click on submit. Again, the same validation will happen even here. So let me enter an invalid date here. Okay, so now in this case, let's see, like when you enter in invalid date, it did not show the validation in the first go. So it has done validation in the second go and it has populated these error messages. So now let me accounting dates. Okay, and you should observe here that even though the accounting date for the USD ledger is fine, it's that just that the accounting date is not correct for the Canadian ledger. But even though it's correct for USD but not for Canadian ledger, as all these 4 lines are part of the single journal upload, it has not uploaded the other lines. So all the lines in the spreadsheet should be proper and correct. Okay, now everything looks fine. Now let me submit. Okay, now here you can see a message, row inserted successfully, this process ID got triggered. Again, now it's the same steps. Go back to your scheduled process, wait for the process ID to be completed, which will internally trigger your journal import and then the posting program. So now you should be able to see 2 posting programs which gets triggered. The reason being you have 2 posting programs. The reason being you have 2 ledgers. One posting program will be triggered for each ledger. Okay, there will be only one journal import program, but 2 posting programs got triggered. And now if you observe here in the same journal import program output file, you should be able to see the 2 batches. Again, it's the same naming convention, your batch name, whatever you have entered, the journal name, whatever you have entered, journal source, actual flag, group ID, process ID. So it's the same process ID and so on. Okay. So now let me show you another scenario. Now let me try to enter the foreign currency journal. So first 2 lines belongs to USD ledger and second 2 lines belongs to Canadian ledger. So let me change the currency of this to CAD. Now this becomes a foreign currency journal because this is under USD ledger. My currency is Canadian dollar. Now for the next lines, I want to change the currency to USD. Again, now these 2 lines becomes the foreign currency journal because here the ledger is Canadian ledger. Okay. Now without entering your any conversion types or your account debit and credit, let me click on submit. So when I click on submit and then click on this, I get a message saying that insert failed. Now you should be able to see error message here. You must enter a valid conversion date. Okay. So what I'll do is instead of entering there are a couple of options. You can enter your conversion rate type and conversion date. Then if the exchange rates are available, system will automatically pick up the exchange rate from the exchange rate table. Other option would be to directly enter the conversion rate type of user. Now let me enter the conversion rate type of user. Okay, and then enter the conversion rate manually. So I just want this to be converted. So I want to use the conversion rate of say 80.80. So 1 Canadian dollar is equal to 0.8 USD. And for here, I just want to use the conversion rate of 1.25. So here 1 USD equal to 1.25 Canadian dollar. Okay. And I did not enter any account debit and credit. So based on this conversion rate, system should automatically convert this $2,000 into corresponding accounted debit and accounted credit. So it should be $1,600 USD, and this will be approximately 3,500 is your USD, and 1.25, so 3,500 multiplied by 1.25 will be your Canadian dollar amount. So let me click on submit. Okay, so you got a process ID. Again, check for the scheduled process, ensure that the journal input is completed. System will automatically trigger your posting program and post the journal entries. So system would have created a journal entry with these values as the entered values and the corresponding accounted values. Now I'll take a third scenario wherein I will enter the conversion rate, and also purposefully I want to enter my accounted debit and credit. So this time, like ideally, if you do not enter any accounted debit and accounted credit in this example, so system should calculate the accounted debit and credit as 2000 multiplied by 0.8, which is 1600. Now, but purposefully I just want to enter some other value. So maybe I just want to enter say 1800. And similarly here, instead of entering 3500 multiplied by 1.25, so your 3500 multiplied by 1.25 is 4375, but instead of entering 4375, I'll just enter something else. Maybe I'll just enter say 4005. Okay, now let's see what system does, like whether system is going to, once you import this, whether system is going to do its own conversion or whether system is going to pick up these values. So system will actually pick up these values, but still you need to enter some value, some conversion rate and conversion type here, because what will happen is if you just enter debit and credit and account debit and credit without entering these values, it will pop up a message asking you to enter your conversion rate type and conversion rate as well. Because internally from a system perspective, whenever you enter your foreign currency journal, it needs to populate some conversion rate type. So that's the reason why your conversion rate type and conversion rate are actually mandatory. But now just wait for the scheduling process to be completed, and then after that check, you should be able to see these as the entered values and these as the accounted values, and accounted values will not be this multiplied by this. Okay, now let us see that. Okay, looks like it's already completed. See, you can see this is the accounted values, whatever you have entered, 1800 and 4500. And if you open any one of these journals, you should be able to see the corresponding entered values as well. Okay, now let me search for this. Cancel. Go to your home page, and then general accounting dashboard, and then manage journals. Search for the journal. Manage journals. Okay, so you can see this is the account entered values and this is the accounted values, and you can also see the conversion rate. So if you multiply it by this 2000 multiplied by 0.8, which is 1600, but you cannot see 1600 here, it is 1800, because whatever we have entered in the accounted value, system has picked up that. So if you do not enter any accounted value, then system do the multiplication of this with this to arrive at the accounted values. But if you enter an accounted value, system will ignore this ideally in the calculations and pull whatever you have entered. Okay, so this is how you can enter journals using your spreadsheet, whether it's using a single journal spreadsheet or your multiple journal spreadsheet. So the good thing with this is basically Just if you have a requirement to enter the journals for a lot of journals, group them into a single ledger set, and then use this spreadsheet upload functionality. Through in a single go, you will be able to enter the data for multiple ledgers. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video. For interesting videos on Oracle Financials, please do subscribe to my channel, and please do not forget to click on bell button to get the notifications for my videos. Thank you.